I was in art school, and it was in my second year, I believe it was. And so on campus at university, the hangout for blacks who were on campus at that time, I mean, it wasn't that many at that point, but there was a place, building called Bigelow Hall. If you go down the middle of U of L's campus from First Street, because it went from First to Ship Street back in those days. See, it's not like it is now, just expanse all over the place. There was the Art Center School, and then you walk across Ship Street, and you go into the proper of U of L, where going toward the administration building, going towards 2nd Street area, 3rd Street area, right? So Bigelow Hall in the basement was a cafeteria called the Sub. Now, upstairs in Bigelow Hall was the dean of university, Dean Huffman, who had his office, and you know who worked with him? Eleanor Love,
Whitney Young's sister.
Yeah. Now, who worked under her? Bernadette. Okay. So at this point, I don't know her, never seen her, but I grew up with Sharon Clark, her father was a policeman on the police force, and I knew Sharon Clark, and he would take me and her to events and stuff periodically, as a kid. So Sharon and Bernadette were good friends, right? Okay, here it comes. I'm looking kind of like I'm looking now, but even more scuffier. Black horn rim glasses. I think I had a Band-Aid.
Oh.
Hair slicked down, very confident, artistically, walking around campus, all dirty and stuff. Because that's the way artists were. I mean, you can't go in an art room and be clean, because if you're clean, you're not doing nothing, right?
Right.
Well, this one particular day, I just took a notion to take off and go over and get some lunch. And I'm in there talking with Sharon and some other associates that we all grew up with and knew, So all of a sudden the door opens up and I hear these click, 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 coming across the floor. She got these high heels on, see? And I looked, I said, who? I said, Sharon, who is that? She said, oh, that's my friend Bernadette. I said, well, the name alone is enough for me. You got to hook this up. So she hooked it up. She wasn't too impressed with me at that point.
Not with that Band-Aid on and glasses in the middle. Okay.
So, I'm a talker. And she wasn't much on talking a lot, so I just kind of kept the conversation going. So I said, well, it's been so long, I don't really know what I really said, But I know I got a number, see? And so I'd call her and we talked. And I said, baby, you still there? So I'm doing all the talking, see? So anyway, long story short, I asked, I said, babe, would you like to go to one of the, because we used to have the annual dances out there on the weekends. I said, would you like to go to a dance? She said, yeah, I'd like to go. Girl, I pulled up to her house, black suit, tie, hair slicked down. She was amazed. She said, is that you?
Looking much better.
Oh, it looked much better, smelling better, So that's how we met.
And that was in what year?
It was 66.
66.
Yeah.
And you eventually got married.
It was a springtime love fest. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
It's okay. You got married.
But and then we got married. Yeah, and all else is history. 48 years later.
Still married and still much in love. And you have 2 children, but you also lost a son.
We did, yeah. Our firstborn was born in 67, 68.
And that's
That was Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah. And then probably, how many years she waited a while? It must have been about 4 or 5 years later, I guess, when we was going to have another child. But he was born, yeah, he died in childbirth.